Wait a second, there's more information? Right, so let's get this straight. I know about an hour or so ago, I put up a video about new Bannerlord screenshots that had been released by Tailwords themselves. And this is different. As soon as I put that up, I got a message from a certain friend, and he told me that there was a German magazine writing an article about Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord because they had gone and they'd actually had the chance to test it out. So this is the information I got from HAMI, and because it was all in German, I used a combination of my bare bones knowledge of the German language from when I studied it, and HAMI not very nicely translated it for me. I also used a little bit of Google Translate in there, which probably wasn't the best idea, but it made for an entertaining translation. Anyway, so this German magazine, they got the chance to play Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord, and they have given us what information they have found out, and I'm going to be going through what they said and what they think about the new and upcoming game. So, in fact, we didn't get the whole article about Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord. There's some more single player information that I don't actually have access to at this moment, but as soon as I do, I'll make sure I get the information out to you. What are the top 5 things you should be most looking forward to in Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord? First off is the epic battles. Now, we've had some speculation about how many people will be getting on the battlefield. We've got a little bit more information about that. The epic battles will have at least 500 soldiers. In the predecessor, there was about, you could set it to I think 150 max, but of course you could get the battle sizer mod, which would ramp it up a little bit, but you obviously had the risk of crashing and things like that. So 500 is the minimum, I think, and I think that's what the guys played with over at GameStar. But even though they've said that 500 is the minimal, they have also reported it is possible to have 1,000 simultaneous acting on release. So this is some massive news. It looks like we might be able to push at least 500, maybe up to that 1,000 man mark in a battlefield. We're going to have these massive, insane battlefields, ambushes, all-out wars, tactics going, flanking, getting your cavalry around the sides, and your infantry and archers working together to beat back the enemies. But of course, this magazine, this article, they were playing with 250 versus 250. But if we're going to believe what they are saying, there is the possibility of having 1,000 men on the battlefield at the same time. Next is talking about the physics. So we have seen a little bit of this in the gameplay. The physics of Warband were, let's be on the nice side and say, a little bit downgraded compared to a lot of games of the time and of course modern days now. There weren't massive emphasis on realistic physics, but in Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord they are definitely trying to improve on this. The article talks about having wedge formations in cavalry, and you're able to smash into infantry with a massive thud, bowling back men, and we have actually seen this in one of the gameplays from a long time ago. Men go flying backwards as they're hit by this cavalry line. What other tactics are we going to have? From this information we can see that we've already got confirmation of a wedge tactic in cavalry. Maybe there's going to be other things. Maybe horse archers can have a sort of Canterbury circle. Maybe we're going to be able to get some shield walls in there and some sort of cross unit formations, such as being able to put the infantry in a shield wall with the archers just behind, or staggering them a bit. That'll be very nice to see. But it definitely looks like the Tailwords are trying to improve the physics on the game. Next is the world map. Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord, the confirmation for the world map is almost 4 times bigger than Warband. And that is just insane to think about how much you can actually do. Warband is an endless game for me. I've got 1.3 thousand hours on that game, and thinking about 4 times bigger than the map, it's going to be a real epic. It's going to have lots of variation between the deserts and the icy cold north, but the Bannerlord are definitely trying to create this gigantic medieval world. They're also confirming that there are dynamic season changes so that the map will continually stay different. Next is talking about the towns and the AI inside the towns. Now, of course, in Warband, you only really had 2 proper NPCs that you could really interact with. There was the Elder, who sort of gave you quests and things, and then every now and then there was that nervous man character that you'd always been sent to go and find, talk to, and maybe kill. And this is when the Google Translate went a little bit out of its comfort zone, talking about the nervous man who was to turn out to be a criminal and be spanked by the plague. Oh, I love the internet. The article talks about Bannerlord extending this massively. Now there are even submarines. Oh, there's not submarines in Mount and Blade Bannerlord. Can I just reinstate that? Now there are lots of different types of people that you can meet, such as gangsters that we've seen in some of the gameplay before, traders guilds, farmers, and so on. I suspect they're talking about things like blacksmiths and other places like that you can go to. There are also lots of quests that you can join, and you can build your relations with those quests. Sometimes it may be very neutral quests, where you're doing a quest for someone saying delivering a letter or something like that. Very simple ones that are very neutral, so you increase your relations with one person, but nothing else will happen with other ones. Or they could be different quests where you can increase your relations with one faction and decrease them with another. For an example, that would be more of an assassination mission. And number 5 thing that GameStar say is going to be the thing you want to be looking forward to about Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord is the Sandbox. It's talking about what you can actually do in Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord, which is amazing. I've seen so many people wondering, is it just going to be like Warband? Is there going to be a lot of different things to it? It talks about being a mercenary in an army, or you can be a successful gladiator to different traders, knights, and nobility. This is going to be really cool because you can choose to lead your own army or join someone else's army and fight for other people. I can't wait to see how this is going to work. A lot of people did say a long time ago, will you be able to fight in armies rather than just lead your own armies? And it looks like that is going to happen. In Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord, you can be anything you really want. It is this massive open sandbox. Because the writers of this article actually got the chance to play Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord, they do say a bit of their own opinion, saying that it's looking very good. It is building on its predecessor, which of course was Warband, and it is adding amazing things, and there's nothing too downgrading in it at the moment. It talks about as a player, you can build your own castles, and of course your armies and trading empires. I think Bannerlord is going to have a lot more emphasis on the trading side of it as well, and the economy side. You can of course work on your skills with different weapons. May you want to be better with sword fighting or archery with a bow or polearms. And of course you can forge, you can trade and haggle. And something that I found very interesting is you can actually kidnap people. So there's going to be some sort of prisoner management scheme, a bit like Warband, but I think there's going to be a lot more going on to the criminality side of it. So all in all, Bannerlord is trying to make this the greatest game for the Sandbox player. I can't wait until we can get our hands on it. I know, guys, I already put up a video earlier today about screenshots, but I did only get this information after I'd already put that video up. I've tried to make this as quick and concise as possible with the information that I was given, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this. This information is something definitely new. There are definitely things in here that we can take out for the future. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to leave a like on it. You know what to do if you didn't. But if you want to see more information on Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord, hit that subscribe button, and I will be back to you very shortly. But until then, guys, I will see you in the next one.